Hello there. Hello, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, people, whatever you think you are, male, female, or other. I don't care. Today, I, Clint Fellow, also known as the Fellow or the Poet, or on this channel, Random Fellow, have random poems for you. I'm Random Fellow with random poems on Garrison's Random Stuff channel. If you want to know more about Garrison's random channels or his other channels, you can look under About, and you can follow Garrison at his main Twitter, which is at Mr. Blue For You, or you can follow him at his main Instagram at Mr. Blue For You, or on Facebook or MySpace or whatever. Just look under About, and you'll see all his other channels and whatever. And on some apps, you see a donation button that just showed up recently, and you can donate to this channel if you want to make this channel better and for it to come back, because we might not be back next year, because this might be my very last poem and last video, because 2016 very few people have been watching my videos, and some videos have not been watched at all, sadly. But if the views go up, the subscribers go up, and so forth, then that'll be great. If you have the desktop version, the donation button will be on here, and then below that is the featured channels. Mr. Blue For You 972, please subscribe to that and check it out. And then Mr. Blue For You, that's the Garrison's vlog channel, and then Emo Warrior Garrison, and then Garrison Country Jr., which is his puppet channel, and also this channel, Garrison's Random Stuff. If you want to know more about those channels, look under playlists, and you can look at each one's playlist. And if you like what you see, subscribe to those channels. And if you want to donate to those channels, because they have donation buttons in the corner, except for Garrison Country Jr. That one hasn't been verified yet, because it hasn't it's not a year old yet. That channel just started recently in September, and it has more views for some reason. People like watching Garrison doing his puppets more than they do him acting as other characters. Anyhow, I am Random Man with random poem number 6, and it is called Reality. Reality. We live in it always. Sometimes we escape for a moment or two to fantasy, but we must soon return. Reality. It can be harsh. It can be great. It can be wonderful even. Reality. We are in it now. We live in reality. It is real, not fake. Reality. We must embrace it. We cannot escape it for long. We create our own reality sometimes, but our created reality isn't always the same as plain old reality. We must face reality and embrace it. We must live in reality. Reality. What does that mean to you? What is real to you? Well, you look around, everything around you is reality. Sometimes our concept of reality is more fantasy than reality, and then that's what I mean by we create our own reality, and then sometimes it clashes with other people's reality, and then we realize that's not reality. Reality is sometimes harsh. It doesn't have to be great. Sometimes our reality is always perfect, and princesses and princes, and we live in castles, and everything's happy, and we get everything we want and need or whatever. But reality is not exactly like that. So our perception of reality is a combination of our perceived reality or our created reality and actual reality. And so we must face actual reality most of the time, see? Because our made-up reality isn't always good. You know, mixing it a little bit with fantasy is fine, but if you get too caught up in fantasy, reality is going to really smack you up inside the head. So let's read that again. Reality, okay? Reality. We live in it always. We can't escape it. Sometimes we escape for a moment or two to fantasy, but we must soon return. We can have a fantasy every once in a while, but it's good. But we have to return to reality. Reality. It can be harsh. You know, you could be homeless one day. Next day you have a house. Sometimes you might have not enough money to pay for your bills. It can be great. You can have a lot of money, have a lot of stuff. Reality can be awesome. It can be wonderful even. You could have the best wife or husband you've ever, children and so forth. Reality. We live in it now. This is where we live. We can't live somewhere else. We live in reality. It is real, not fake. If you live in fantasy, you'll lose your mind. You'll go crazy. Reality. We must embrace it. We must take hold of reality and try to live in it and experience it instead of letting it control us. We cannot escape it for long. We create our own reality sometimes, but our created reality isn't always the same as plain old reality. We must face reality and embrace it. We must live in reality. Reality. We must live in the real world, because the fantasy world will break apart, and you'll realize it's not the same. You know what I mean? So like when we're children, it's all right to be living in a fantasy world because it doesn't conflict with other things. But once you become an adult, suddenly reality hits you, and you have an epiphany, which is the moment in life where you realize your path, you see where you've been, and you see where you're going, and you see that fantasy isn't as good as reality sometimes, and reality is not as good as fantasy sometimes. So you just got to take the good with the bad, because you can imagine everything's going to be great and be disappointed, or you can imagine everything's going to be horrible and be excited that everything's not horrible. Or you could be a realist and think, I'll just face the day if it's good or bad, and just deal with it. That's what I am. I'm a realist. Every day I wake up and think, today's not going to be good or bad, but whatever it is, I'll take it. If it's good, that's great. If it's bad, I'll survive. If it's so, I'll be okay, because some days start out good and end up bad, and sometimes they start out bad and end up good. So, but a pessimist always thinks everything's bad, and they're surprised when they see something good. And optimist always thinks every day is going to be good, but they're often disappointed because some days are bad. A realist sees the day as it is and deals with it accordingly. And so that's what I want you to be. You should be a realist and face reality as it is, not as you think it should be. And don't expect the worst, and don't expect the best. Just expect something in between, and if something good happens, celebrate it. If something bad happens, deal with it, and so forth. I am Random Man with a random poem number 6. That was reality, okay? I am Clint Fellow. You can call me the Fellow, the Poet, or Random Fellow. On this channel, Gerson's Random Stuff. This is my last video for 2016. I might not be back for 2017. It all depends on if people give us donations. There's a donation button here, or under About. There should be a donation button. If you don't see it, that's all right. And if you want to know more about Gerson, look under About. If you want to know about the other channels, look under Channels, Feature Channels, or under About. And if you want to know more about this channel in particular, or any other one, just look up Playlist and check out all the videos before that. And if you want me to come back, make a comment saying, please come back for 2017, and I will be back. Otherwise, Random Gerson will be back every once in a while next year, and it'll be random times. So anyways, I'm a random man, or random fellow, I should say. A random person just walked up the street. No, I'm a random poet, and I know it. No, I am a Clint Fellow, the Fellow, or the Poet, or Random Fellow, whatever you want to call me. And I will see you whenever, if I ever see you again. If not, I'll just see you in these videos here on this channel. Bye. This could be the last time you see me. So, goodbye. Happy holidays. Merry Christmas. Happy Hanukkah. Happy Kwanzaa. Happy Winter Solstice. Whatever you celebrate in December. Happy holidays, okay? And Happy New Year. And I may or may not see you. So, bye. And have a great life. And remember, live in reality, not fantasy.